Are there any questions on these items? All right, so I will keep moving along. So those are the 4 or 5 new features that came out in our most recent release. These last 2 items that I want to share are questions that we get asked often. So it's good information to know how to find this. So we get asked a lot, how do I know how many licenses I have? Or I'm trying to add a user and it says I have exceeded the allotted number of licenses. So as an admin user, you actually have the ability to come to admin config and view your license manager right here. And there's a lot of information in this window that you can see. So this test account that I'm logged into only has provider licenses, but if you had provider and administrative licenses, those would list over here. And so you can see that there are 5 licenses purchased, 5 are in use. And when you click here on the yellow, it's going to show you who is utilizing these licenses. I'm going to jump into, just pause this for a second. Oops. So these are all provider licenses, and this is driven off of your staff info. So as you're creating staff records and you go to staff info, the type of license is determined by this staff type here. So supervisory, clinical, and then supervisory and clinical, these are all your provider licenses. These are people who are going to be signing off on documentation and providing services, where other is going to be your administrative license, maybe like a front desk, or your billers. So then there's also, let's come back into our license manager. Down here, you'll see there are actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 users, even though I only have 5 licenses. You'll see here this user is set to a limited license. And what that means is that's a provider who will not be logging into Clinictracker, but will need to show in the system for scheduling or treatment. So for example, you offer pet therapy. You can add your service pets in as limited licenses, as non-logging in users, and then you'll be able to see when they're available for scheduling or mark that somebody is that they have a patient and such. And to do that, so let me just show you quick how you would view your or set a limited license. So those are going to be in your system permissions. I'm actually going to go ahead and open up a staff record here. All right, so you'll see here, this is supervisory and clinical. And if you go to system permissions, right down here is where you can determine your Clinictracker license type. A full license is somebody who's going to be logging in and actively using the system, where a limited license, if you mouse over, you can see that's somebody who'll have an account in the system, but will not be able to log in. So just check this one. And the last item about your licenses is if you need to purchase any additional licenses, you have the ability to come right into your license manager and purchase additional licenses. And when you click here, it's going to ask you how many you would like to add. And then those licenses will become available immediately and you'll be invoiced based on the rates from your agreement. If you needed to add a Wiley and a license or a user license, you can enter it in right here. Okay.